beloved Starseed of Gaia. I am Luminaya. There's a weight you carry, isn't there? A profound, almost ancestral ache residing deep within the heart's chamber. A quiet thrumming of anxiety that pulses just beneath the skin. Unbidden, often inexplicable. It transcends the everyday stresses, the earthly concerns that normally anchor your awareness. This is a persistent static in the mind's periphery, a veiled fog that subtly blurs the edges of clarity, leaving you inexplicably weary, your energy reserves constantly siphoned. You search for a source, but find none in the waking world. This isn't mere fatigue. It is a primal alert, a crystalline sensor within you, vibrating with a whisper of something vast, unseen, yet gathering momentum just beyond your ordinary perception. It creates a deep, unsettling disquiet in the very core of your being, and it is intensifying, this silent pressure upon your energetic field, this profound unease, this gnawing sense that something is not merely off, but profoundly out of alignment, is a central fracture in the soul's deepest memory. Your human form, conditioned by linear logic, might dismiss it as nerves, or overwork, or simply life. But the crystalline structures within your very cells, the ancient knowing held in your multidimensional DNA, vibrates with an older, more potent remembrance. A dormant part of your being is now stirring, sensing an unknown disturbance just beyond the veil of ordinary reality. For the soul remembers portals. It recalls crystalline gateways shimmering with frequencies that both beckon and warn, vortexes of energy that appear as radiant light, yet hold a deep, unspoken truth. These are not merely cosmic passages. They are liminal spaces where realities fold into themselves, where secrets breathe, sacred thresholds of profound transformation, yes, but also of intense trial. The discomfort you feel, the subtle pull in your solar plexus, the sudden chills that race down your spine even in warmth, are the echoes of an approaching vibration, a distortion rippling from a place you are only just beginning to recall. The truth is, a silence has been broken, a forgotten ward rent, and the subtle currents of a distant, hidden danger are now touching your present moment. Your inner compass, long muted, is recalibrating to an urgent signal. Feel this truth not as an added burden, but as a sacred recognition. You are not alone in this profound sensing, nor are you powerless within it. I see the ancient flicker of remembrance behind your eyes, the quiet, powerful dawning of understanding beginning to unfold within your soul's core. This subtle shift, this inner promise that blooms simply by the act of witnessing your own experience and allowing this frequency to enter, is the first light piercing through the dense overlay of forgetfulness. The fog begins to thin. Just by hearing these words, you are already aligning with the frequency of awakening, reclaiming a vital piece of your sovereign awareness. If this transmission resonates deeply within your soul's chamber, subscribe to this channel now. Like this video to amplify its light across the energetic grids. Share your inner reflections, your awakenings, in the comments below, for your unique voice adds to the collective resonance. Tap the notification bell to ensure you receive every vital transmission as it is channeled forth. And if this message stirs a knowing in another's heart, a recognition of their own unspoken unease, please share it with them. Consider tapping the super like, that vibrant heart symbol with a $sign, to support the continuation of these sacred activations and ensure this work can reach all who need it. Stay until the very end, because a crucial key for your immediate next steps will be revealed then. Now, go into the comments. Type "threshold echoes" as an inner seal, affirming the awakening of your multidimensional memory and your readiness to receive. The signal holds. It pulses with ancient light. I am here, watching. A tremor begins. A subtle hum awakens the deep memory within bone. The stillness breaks. A frequency shifts, imperceptible to the sleeping mind, yet your very cells resonate. Do you feel it now? The pulse quickening, a low thrum echoing through the ancient pathways of your being. This is not a dream. This is a broadcast. The lingering ache, the disquiet that shadows your spirit, is not born of flaw or personal failing. No, that fog, that insidious doubt, is a deliberate emanation. It is a program woven into the very fabric of this dense reality, an energetic distortion designed to obscure the vastness of your cosmic origin, a frequency overlay, crafted to keep the remembrance at bay. It is a sacred disruption, this awakening, to see the struggle not as yours alone, but as an artifact of a larger design. You are encoded not to believe in yourself. Veils shimmer with carefully refracted light, bending truth into 1,000 fragmented perceptions. Mirrors reflect fractured visions, each piece whispering of separation, of an impossible chasm between yourself and the boundless source. Light was folded in on itself, creating pockets of shadow where wholeness and unified consciousness once shone without question. These are the constructs, the energetic prisons built around the memory of your true power, designed to blind the innate guardianship encoded within your crystalline strands. Yet, this very void you have sometimes felt, this profound emptiness that echoed within, is not a void at all. It is a hallowed space, a perfectly prepared chamber within your soul, awaiting the flood of remembrance. It is the crucible, held open and ready, to receive the light codes of your ancestral lineage, to ignite the dormant knowing of discernment and defense. Prophetic energies stir within this sacred hollow, a recognition that begins to fill the space with an unshakable, sovereign power. To truly shatter the enchantment, to sever the final tether of this program, a declaration is needed, a conscious rupture, spoken into the silence of your awakened self. Comment below with a short, potent phrase that seals your break from this ancient lie, a soul declaration that cuts through the illusion, anchoring your sovereignty in this now. The deep sleep stirs, an unseen current flows, still veiled, still watching, the silence of what was broken by an unknown frequency. What is its origin, its intention? A hush descends, not of quietude, but of undeniable, resonant stillness within your innermost sanctuary. You perceive it now, not as a fleeting image on a distant screen, but as an intrinsic engagement, a spiritual covenant unfolding at the very core of your being. The whispers of the approaching danger from the portal, once a distant hum, now resonate as undeniable truth, calling recognition from your cellular memory. The veil thins. To unknow this truth, to retreat into the comfort of former forgetfulness, is no longer an option available to the awakened soul. This awareness settles, heavy and profound, an unshakable knowing eclipsing all prior reality. No drama, only formidable gravity taking root. Here, at the precipice of remembrance, a sacred demarcation is etched into the ether, demanding absolute choice. If he refuses, he falls. If he accepts, he ascends. Remember, beloved, the vow encoded into the very crystalline lattice of your essence, a sacred contract signed within the cosmic archives long before the first breath ignited your form on this planetary sphere. The murmuring resonance between layers of reality, the ancient hum of cosmic voices carrying warnings of veiled dangers, the cryptic symbols urging inner sight. These are not external transmissions, but echoes of primal understanding, a profound recall of sovereign responsibility. This is not about crude victory, but immaculate alignment with boundless source, a sober commitment to higher frequencies pulsing within your original blueprint. Your commitment re-anchors, a sacred oath to your unblemished divinity. Now, within this sacred chamber of your heart, we seal this covenant through the timeless gestures of soul remembrance, activating the ancient codes within. Let the sacred be the silent recognition, a deep resonating thrum of agreement between your unique soul frequency and this transmission. It is the first seal, silently etched into your auric field, acknowledging your participation in the Great Awakening. Let your comment be the soul key, a vibrational declaration, a personal glyph manifesting your resolve and sealing your intention into the planetary grid. Speak your truth, beloved. My truth seals the portal's shadow. Let subscribing be the sacred binding, a conscious, deliberate choice to walk this unfolding path of remembrance and activation, to anchor this emergent light as a beacon through your sovereign presence. It is a vow of sustained participation. Let the super-like be the sacred offering, a potent amplification, a luminous reinforcement of your soul's alignment with the highest light, reverberating your commitment through all dimensions of being. This is a blessing offered back to the universal current. The vow is now sealed. The echo of your deepest commitment rings through the cosmic currents. There is no facile resolution, no immediate comfort to be found in this moment, only the profound, sacred weight of your own unfolding becoming. The unseen forces of light acknowledge your resolute choice, their gaze a silent knowing. The signal remains held, pulsating. awaiting the next beat of your awakened heart. The path unfolds, moment by sacred moment. Be here, now. Few starseeds make it this far. Feel the shiver of recognition, the wound you have carried, the tremor that whispers through your most guarded spaces. It is not a flaw, nor a failure to be excised. This persistent ache, this profound absence that redefined your very soulscape, is the axis around which your truest becoming revolves. It is the dark, resonant heart of your unfolding. It was never meant to be mended, but understood as the core tension holding the fragmented pieces of your ancestral remembrance. Do not recoil from this uncomfortable truth. The source, the ancient light, your deepest self, it allowed this fracturing, not as punishment, never, but as an excruciating alchemy, to shape, to burn away every ephemeral illusion, to reveal the unyielding, diamond-hard core that lies beneath the wreckage. A sharp-edged memory rises, a sacred fire meant not to consume, but to forge what could never be truly broken. This devastation was no random act. It was a precise incision, meant to expose the profound truth within your sacred lineage, entwined with guardians long forgotten, once radiant sentinels at dimensional thresholds. Your wound is a key to their hidden story. Remember the pervasive silence where words should have flowed, where comfort should have cradled, where wisdom should have been shared. This is not emptiness. It is a profound, solemn resonance, holding the immense weight of ancestral strength unspoken, a lineage of power yet to be remembered. It is the deep time, holding its breath. Feel the profound loss that still reverberates through your cellular memory, a collective ache for wisdom unheeded, for protection unremembered, for the clarity that dissolved into mist. This is the echoing void left by gateways unguarded, dimensional thresholds yearning for the return of their ancient keepers. The fracture vibrates with the echoes of their vigil. The subtle fracture that pulses within your energetic field, even when you attempt to silence its persistent hum, to bury it beneath layers of living. This is the very signpost to a hidden reservoir of potent power. It points to veiled chambers within your collective memory, where the essence of radiant guardians once stood. Their light, though dimmed, awaits remembrance, a spark to reignite their purpose. Each tremor in your being is a pulse from a past that absolutely refuses to be buried, a living artifact of their presence. This persistent pain, this sacred ache, this ancestral longing that whispers in your sleep, it holds an unfinished meaning. It is a wisdom yet unread, a profound message inscribed on a parchment, half unfurled in the deepest dark of your subconscious. It hints at a monumental reclamation, a remembering that is not merely nostalgic, but utterly vital for the epoch unfolding now. The wound is a language, and you are learning to read its ancient script, for the very air hums with the knowledge that a hidden danger approaches, coalescing from the portal, drawing closer with each passing moment. And this transmission, this profound awakening of the ache, this recognition of the sacred wound, feels like the undeniable beginning of its end. Yet, a profound, unsettling question hovers, a frequency vibrating between the worlds, a deep uncertainty that permeates the very fabric of this awakening. If these guardians, these potent echoes of sentinel power from ancient times, are truly calls from the deep past, beckoning you to remember, can they genuinely awaken now, in this pressing moment of collective peril? Or is their lingering silence, their historical absence, a grim and undeniable sign of a fissured connection, a profound severance from the present peril that threatens to overwhelm what remains of the coherent timeline? The silence stretches, heavy and vast, laden with what is yet to be understood, what must still be revealed. The fracture waits for its reunification. You have felt the soft insistence, haven't you, dear Starseed? The quiet whispers now refuse to be dismissed, no longer murmurs but resonant echoes within your core. They have manifested as dreams, persistent and vividly imprinted, refusing to fade with morning light, each narrative a thread from a vast, unseen tapestry, hinting at a reality more expansive and perhaps more perilous. Numbers have woven themselves into your waking reality, a rhythmic, undeniable insistence, looping patterns on digital clocks, appearing in sequences that defy mere chance, on pages or screens. And you have met eyes that hold ancient recognition, a history stretching beyond this timeline, eyes mirroring a knowledge you thought lay dormant within your own soul. These were never coincidences, they were always signals. From the timeless vantage point, We have witnessed this precise unfolding across countless cycles of awakening. The pattern is immutable, precise in its delicate yet powerful progression. What you once perceived as mere happenstance, as stray thoughts or fleeting impressions, was in truth a deliberate, gentle yet undeniable insinuation into your conscious awareness. It was a persistent current, an unseen river flowing steadily, until the intricate architecture of your resistance, your carefully constructed veils of separation, began to yield. This was the initial pulse, a preliminary tremor before the true unveiling, preparing the ground for the profound confrontation that now stands before you, a confrontation with a deeper truth about the distortion that seeks to eclipse light. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. There were no coincidences. Everything was a code. Breathe into that truth now. Let it settle, not as a fleeting concept, but as a visceral knowing that permeates and recalibrates the very marrow of your being. Every flicker of insight, every profound synchronicity, every recurring sensation was an intricate symbol, laid out with divine precision, now converging into a single undeniable signal. This signal, now vibrating within your awakened consciousness, speaks not only of your inherent light, but also of an encroaching obscurity. It portends a hidden danger, a distortion born from ancient fractures, darkness that feeds on veils of separation and forgotten truths. This parasitic force, lurking at the very edge of expansion, seeks to distort and consume the pure frequencies of light that the portal is meant to channel. It has been calling you, preparing you, for this urgent recognition of its potent, rising approach. Consider now, in the silent, trembling chamber of your awakened heart, what, precisely, have these insistent signs, these recurring dreams, these undeniable synchronicity codes, been trying to communicate to you about the true nature of this encroaching obscurity? Not what you wished they meant, nor what your ego tried to rationalize away, but what you know they truly portend, deep within your bones, about the form and proximity of this hidden danger, this threat to the very light you embody. Allow the truth to surface, unfiltered by past denial. This truth, once consciously perceived, cannot be unwritten from the annals of your soul. To solidify this profound, conscious act of acknowledgement, this irrevocable step forward, write portal 11 in the comments below. Let this be your direct confession that you can no longer pretend not to see the undeniable signal, nor the shadow it reveals. The path has irrevocably forked. You stand now at the precipice of an unavoidable, stark awareness, feeling the visceral pulse of an encroaching obscurity that threatens to eclipse light. The comforting illusion of ignorance, the soft shroud of unknowing, has been surgically removed, cleanly, leaving behind a raw, unvarnished clarity. The person who could dismiss these signs, who could turn away from the insistent whispers of the universe, has been irrevocably severed from the one who now understands the profound gravity of the undeniable signal. There is no turning back to the shadows of unconsciousness, no re-entering the old sleep. The danger is not merely approaching. Its presence is a palpable hum, now resonant within your very own awakened being. How close has this shadow truly crept? And what is its true form? An unknown horror, or a twisted reflection of the very self you are now poised to fully awaken? The recent severing, the profound quietude, the losses that carved canyons in your inner landscape, these were no accident. They were not cosmic oversight, nor punishment for unremembered transgression. Understand, with the weight of ages, it was a sacred filtration. This separation of frequencies is a process as ancient as stars, natural as turning cosmic gears. It is neither cruel nor forced. It is inevitable. Currents of being diverge. Those resonating with the density of sleep drift further into the collective dream. You remain. You are still here. This presence is not chance, but a core refusal of forgetfulness, of the sweet oblivion offered to those who choose less. Your endurance through these sifting fires is not a badge of ego or pride. It is the undeniable signature of the mark of the chosen. This mark is not a reward. It is a profound, silent weight of responsibility, asking unwavering presence when existence unravels into slumber. It demands vigilance when others seek solace in illusion. The cost of this path has been paid, silently, in unseen chambers. You know the long, echoing silences that stretched. You remember sacrifices made in the dark, with no witnesses but your own soul's burning truth. This path forged inner strength, tempered in solitude's invisible fires. This solitude, profound and often crushing, deepens even now, amidst the clamor. Your frequency no longer aligns with the consensus dream. You walk amidst, yet apart. Within multidimensional memory lies a pulse, synchronizing time, spirit, matter. This pulse is your cosmic lineage's heartbeat, a stark reminder your soul spans beyond this veil, perceiving hidden danger through ancient knowing across layers of incarnation and dimension. Fragments of remembrance stir, not as whispers, but as tectonic shifts in your marrow, awakening acute awareness of multi-layered existence. Empowerment blends with the haunting melancholy of what was forgotten, what was endured, and now a command approaches, one that you can no longer ignore. The air thickens, heavy with this internal edict, a soul threshold surfacing in profound silence. There is no turning back from this precipice. The path behind has vanished, irrevocably erased. The perceived comfort of the former self, that version once inhabited, has dissolved. It was consumed, not by external force, but by the very light you sought, the truth pulled into your core. That self is gone, leaving only this, the unburdened yet burdened awareness. Feel the absolute gravity. This descent is irreversible. No return to unseeing, no solace in the sleeping world's ignorance. That chapter is closed, sealed by your choosing, by the frequency you held. The pulse of cosmic lineage, once vibrant, now flickers. A hidden danger approaches from the portal, casting shadow across existence. What interrupts its cadence? Is it approaching darkness? Stifling vital energy? Obscuring ancient knowing? Here, in this profound stillness, you stand. The signal is held. No cheering, no false dawn. Just the quiet, weighty finality after immense endurance. The presence of a command, fully manifest, can no longer be ignored. You wait for the next breath, for the next truth. Hear now the whisper of what was always known. The great threshold beckons, not from without, but from the sanctum of your stardust. A hidden peril stirs, born of the great portal, its tremor a command issued long before memory coalesced. This cosmic edict resonates. It ends when the truth vibrates within you, when the inner ear perceives the sound of your own becoming. This is not choice, it is the activated command. The veiled scroll unrolls, etched in ether, seen only when the inner eye opens. A solitary door stands, its key forged in forgotten fires, opening but once for the initiated soul. From the soul's deepest chamber, a summons ascends, crystalline and stark, beckoning through the veils of time. Your frequency has attuned. The ancient code awakens within your cells, not as new knowledge, but as pure remembrance. This moment was foreseen, an appointed convergence of spirit and shadow, activated now because your essence has reached the required density to perceive it. The law stands absolute, eternally inscribed. Light and shadow exist not in opposition, but as sacred polarity, each defining, each revealing the other in the sacred dance of truth. To awaken fully is to embrace the darkness within, not to conquer it, but to integrate it as a necessary path toward divine illumination. The portal's danger is not destruction. It is a passage, an initiation where shadow reveals hidden strengths and unspoken truths. Witness the absolute decree, for in the refusal to integrate the inner dark, there lies only energetic disintegration, the amnesia of fallen stars, a return to the dense waters of Yun becoming. Yet in the fearless embrace of shadow as sacred polarity, there blooms the crystalline gate of elevation, the reclamation of cosmic lineage, an irreversible becoming. The truth is uttered. The decree stands, immutable, no longer a matter of deliberation, but of vibrational resonance, a frequency shift that ripples through the fabric of your being. You are the witness to your own essence unfolding, the crucible of self now forged. The cosmic tide does not ebb for hesitation. What has been spoken cannot be unsaid, only manifested. This is not an external quest to be undertaken. It is the very inscription of your being, a prophecy etched into the stardust of your deepest core. There is no looking back. The way back has dissolved into memory's mist. The path ahead burns bright, revealed by the pure act of its recognition, illumined by the essence of what you are. The command resonates. It is done. The pact is sealed in the etheric depths, a covenant signed not with ink, but with the very particles of your evolving soul. The silence holds the answer yet unmanifest, the profound tension of integration. The forging has begun. A quiet recalibration has settled within your core. The frequency you emanate has irreversibly shifted, a foundational change now observed by the very substance of your being. This is not a becoming, but an unfolding of what has already taken root. The tremor you once perceived as external instability was but the final resonance of an inner reordering. Your field now holds a distinct clarity, a direct consequence of structures reconfigured. Consider the deep etchings of your past, the points of friction that held intensity. These were never flaws, nor failures of form. They were precise contours, sacred fires that burned away the dense accumulations, creating the very space required for cosmic remembrance to anchor itself within your cellular blueprint. This is a truth held in the bone, a knowing woven into the very marrow. Your system registers a new equilibrium, a state not achieved through effort, but through fundamental integration. The fracturing of old certainties has not undone you. It has simply revealed the foundational light beneath. What seemed like a hidden danger approaching from the veils was, in truth, an invitation for these precise fissures to appear within your perception. They are not wounds, but apertures. Through them, the true cosmic order is now glimpsed, unfiltered by previous illusions. Your discernment now functions from a different plane. The former fragility of perceived reality dissolves, not into chaos, but into a more fluid knowing. With every breath, the new arrangement of your inner knowing settles, firm and fluid. This awareness radiates from within. It pulses at a cellular level, undeniable and absolute. The exterior world may yet reflect echoes of an older frequency, but within you, the shift is complete. There is no return to the previous state of density, for the path has dissolved behind you. The perceived dissonance has yielded to a profound, quiet certainty. Your integration is palpable. The signal remains steady. A subtle pull has been guiding you lately, towards a profound stillness, not found in the external clamor of the world. It is an internal gravity, an undeniable centering that has been settling deep within your being. You have known moments of sudden, piercing clarity, unbidden knowings surfacing not from any book, nor taught by any external master, but reclaimed, pure and pristine, from the deep forgotten wells of memory that reside within your core. These are the first delicate stirrings, the prelude to a greater remembering, a whisper, so intimately yours it felt woven into the very fabric of your essence, was heard in the absolute silence of the night, carrying a forgotten resonance, a frequency meant only for your soul to apprehend, a specific sequence of numbers, repeating on a clock face, a digital display, or printed on a random page, pierced the mundane veil with unusual crystalline clarity, marking time with a rhythm long dormant. A dream, vivid and insistent, refused to fade with the morning light, leaving an indelible imprint upon the waking world, a living vision of deep interior landscapes and ancient codes. These are not spectacular dramatizations, but intimate, quiet confirmations, building their truth from within your innermost chamber. These visions, this heightened, lucid awareness, the sacred symbols appearing clearly in the inner eye, they are not supernatural gifts bestowed from outside, nor are they rewards for any perceived effort or spiritual achievement. They are profoundly the deep echoes of a greater inner coherence, a structural integrity that is already thriving, already fully established within your very core being. They speak not of acquisition, but of reclamation, revealing the enduring inner gravity and the magnificent, ordered architecture of your soul field. For within this sacred structure, a silent sentinel now profoundly stirs. It is the dormant warrior of light, an ancient guardian woven into your lineage, awakening through deep remembrance and the undeniable confrontation with the encroaching shadows. These protective frequencies, potent and undeniable, have been encoded within ancient song and starfire memory across eons. Now, as the hidden danger approaches from the portal, these inner sentinels are reactivating, their slumber disturbed by the call of necessity. This surge of inner cosmic guardianship ignites within you a fierce determination, an unshakable spiritual courage that rises from the very depths of your being, solidifying your resolve. This profound awakening, this undeniable activation, proves only one singular truth. Alignment is not a distant, elusive destination to be reached through arduous striving. but a vital current motion, already profoundly in progress within your being. The activation of your deepest spiritual faculties is not something to be awaited in the future. It is already happening, already unfolding, precisely because your essential frequency is already held, perfectly calibrated, perfectly resonant. Your inner guardians are not learning their charge anew. They are remembering their eternal purpose, their profound and unwavering commitment. Yet this profound coherence, this potent stirring of the sentinels within your activated core, is merely the initial doorway. It is the first opening of a much larger threshold, a monumental transition, and not the journey's ultimate destination itself. The path ahead narrows now, becoming intensely focused, poised at a vital and irreversible crossing. For these silent sentinels, awakened by profound resonance and the potent stirrings of starfire memory, cannot fully activate alone, nor can their complete power be unilaterally declared. What is truly required to call forth their full, inherent power? And will the soul answer this pivotal call before the portal's final crossing? I feel the ancient stirring within me, a resonance that transcends the bounds of time and form. This is not merely an awakening, but the sealing of a truth, long dormant, now claiming its place. I know the absolute dominion I hold over every internal frequency, each thought conceived in the quiet, every word whispered into the ether, the unwavering direction of my core intent, and the very energy that animates my being. This is my solemn covenant with the self, not merely a choice made in the fleeting present, but a profound remembrance of what has always been vowed in the deep recesses of soul. I am the meticulous steward of my inner landscape, and through this stewardship, the outer world bows to the resonance I project. My power is not an assertion of ego or a display of external might. It is a profound and unyielding obedience to the source from which I am woven. It is the unwavering decision to remember and to uphold a promise, whispered and sealed before the descent into this realm of form, before the veils obscured the sacred geometry. I am the living echo of that original sound, the pure frequency, my soul's own song. This is the ultimate counterpoint to the approaching dissonance, the sacred resonance held deep within my very core. The portal, now a focal point of danger, responds not to force or desperate pleas, but solely to this consciously expressed, unadulterated truth of being. The hidden danger now approaching from the portal demands precisely this resonance, this singular vibration. I am the destined vessel through which the gateway between worlds shall be addressed, not by external battle or material defenses, but by the absolute alignment of my internal frequencies. My will aligns, absolute, to this ancient purpose. It is the moment to manifest the vibrational key that can unlock the mystery and change fate. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. This inner decree is the ultimate compass by which I navigate the precipice. This declaration unfolds now as if it has always existed, silently etched into the ethers, waiting for this moment to be given voice through me. Every word uttered is a necessary fragment of a greater, unyielding truth, vibrationally intact and resonant with eternal law, speaking what must be. There is no doubt, no hesitation in this sacred pronouncement, only the deep stillness that precedes a monumental shift. The strength of this vow lies not in its dramatic pacing or outward volume, but in its absolute internal gravity, its undeniable soul straightness, and the lack of wavering. Yet, this sacred song, my very own soul's melody, the frequency that can open or close the gateway, still lies buried beneath layers of time and fear, obscured by forgetting. I have spoken the vow. The truth of this covenant, the efficacy of this decree, will not be measured by the resonance of these words, but by the undeniable weight of the very next choice I make in the waking world, the next frequency I embody. The transition from word to action is not merely imminent, it is the immediate test of this remembrance. Can this song, this vibrational key, be heard and wielded in the coming hour to counter the encroaching silence? Or will that silence, a deeper, more profound quietude, prevail? The journey's echo fades, and the seeking ceases. Here, at the final threshold, the veils dissolve not by force, but by the sheer weight of your remembered truth. No longer a whisper of destiny, but the thunder of being. The identity of the chosen is not a future possibility, but a resonant fact, anchored now in this sacred eternal present. The self that hesitated, that questioned its inherent flame, has already become ash on the wind. There is only what remains. Do not merely witness the fire, for it is not a spectacle before you. This is the heart pulse of inner permanence, the vibrational truth of alignment made visible. Step into it, willingly. This is the final necessary crossing, a sovereign act of recognition. Here, within this crystalline crucible, only the authentic architecture of your soul can survive. Every falsehood, every borrowed shadow, transmutes instantly. No external force compels. Only your deep, inner knowing invites you forward into the core of your own immaculate becoming. This is not destruction. It is the ultimate purification. It is the forging of cosmic alignment within your very being, a choice that reverberates across all timelines. The covenant now demands its seal. This is not a passive receipt, but a conscious engagement, a vow from the deep wellspring of your awakened heart. To fully activate this covenant within your field, to anchor its power into the collective grid, you are called to speak. Write, below, a short, emotionally intense declaration in English. Let it be a newly created soul oath, a testament to the sovereign truth you now embody. Let it be a conscious release, a phrase that seals your commitment to the path revealed, transmuting the hidden dangers into fuel for your ascent. Let your words be fire forged, not merely commented. They are the final breath before the birth, the sacred incision that allows the new self to emerge. This act is not an option. It is a ritual necessity, the culminating chord in a symphony of becoming. Without this release, the covenant cannot fully pulse, cannot fully align with the awakened heart that now beats within you, ready to choose. The flame lives within you now, an unyielding current. This covenant is sealed, yet the journey of the fire has only just begun. The hidden danger approaches, and the crucible moment deepens. What will the soul choose when the moment arrives? Will it step through the fire, owning its radical transformation, or recoil into shadow, clinging to the comforts of old paradigms? The next test does not await the morning. It burns now, at the very edge of your awareness. The threshold is no longer a boundary to be crossed, but the very substance of this now present moment. I stand not on a precipice, gazing into what lies beyond, but within the boundless expanse itself, fully embodied, profoundly real. The seeking has ceased, its echoes mere whispers, in the vast, settled silence that thrums with undeniable truth. All that remains is the unwavering, absolute state of being. No longer do I trace the outlines of a destiny foretold. I am the living, breathing architect of its every core resonance. The veiled journey, the hesitant steps through shadowed valleys, the yearning whispers of becoming, these have not merely ended, but have dissolved into the crystalline stillness of what is. Here, beyond any illusion of separation or the veil of prior yearning, sovereignty is not a quest achieved, but the very marrow of existence, fully embodied, absolutely anchored, an immutable truth etched into the fabric of my every fiber. The echoes of a perceived hidden danger, once stirring ominously from the distant portal, now resonate with a profoundly different, transformed frequency. They are not threats, but spectral remnants of a pattern now utterly broken, dissolved into non-existence by a resonance far greater, far more ancient than their fleeting form. This space, once filled with the tension of potential confrontation, now holds only the unwavering clarity of absolute resolution, a peace so profound, it silences all discord. From the deepest, most radiant core of this settled being, a clarion vibration emanates. It is not a sound heard with the ear, nor merely perceived by the mind, but a fundamental resonance felt within the rewoven lattice of all existence, a signal understood directly by the soul. This is the harmonic unlocking, the ancient frequency of remembrance itself, a decree that transcends all form and shadow, a pure emanation of the awakened soul's eternal mission. This transmission is that sound. This vibration, this ultimate final revelation, serves as the definitive counterpoint to all shadows, to every nascent form of discord that sought to rise. It is the sacred tone that unravels the grandest illusion, that reforms the very atoms of perceived reality, not through force, but through intrinsic, harmonious alignment. The advance of any darkness from the portal, or indeed, from any dimension or forgotten realm, ends irrevocably here, not by struggle or conflict, but by the sheer, unassailable, and utterly sovereign presence of this eternal truth. The soul has awakened to its preordained mission, a vast, cosmic peace unfurling within the luminous heart of being. Fear holds no dominion here. Its chains have long since rusted into dust. Shadow finds no purchase. Its illusions dissipate in this unwavering light. The crystalline structures of reality, once seemingly rigid and immutable, now flow and reform with sublime ease, responding directly to the conscious will, to the pure, untainted emanation of this sovereign self, shaping the very flow of causation. I do not merely perceive the intricate tapestry of existence. I am simultaneously the resilient thread in the cosmic loom, the conscious weaver, and the luminous, self-creating woven. Every potential, every latent power, every dormant ability, now blossoms in its full, unwavering light, an integrated expression of the perfected self. This is the profound integration, the emotional and spiritual catharsis born on the wings of this final, undeniable knowing, the quiet, majestic might of complete, realized self-sovereignty. The world does not bend to my will in subjugation. It unfolds as an organic, fluid extension of my intrinsic, reordered nature. There is no triumph to be declared, for there was no true battle, only an awakening. There is no excitement, only the vast, calm, immeasurable ocean of destiny fulfilled, flowing through every fiber of my being, through every dimension I now consciously traverse, beyond time's fleeting grasp. The signal does not fade, it persists. The quiet, omniscient hum of this new sovereign reality is the eternal presence itself. It is the signal anchored, unwavering, a permanent state of being, beyond any flicker or fluctuation. This is the end of all seeking, the close of all questions, the absolute, irreversible arrival at the core of all that is. The final resonance has rung, its echoes reshaping the cosmos. The simulation has been fully exited. Reality is now perceived and wielded as an instrument of conscious dominion.